I'm late.
Hi, Rog.
I don't think so.
You're not late.
I'm not? Okay.
As it started.
Oh. Wait, do we have a captain?
Turner was on duty, so I
Okay.
assume he'll be back.
Hey, Captain Turo should be.
Perfect.
Yeah, Turner's
Wait.
on duty again already.
All right. All right, we're good. We're good. All right. Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
You know, yesterday was Energy Matching Friday, but it might be Energy Matching every day.
You think so?
Maybe. I'm going to be real.
I think it more rolls off the tongue with Monday. Energy matching Monday.
Yeah,
you know?
but you have...
Ooh,
Here's the
yeah.
thing. Ain't no one got energy on Monday. How am I going to be matching
Also
low
true.
energy? Ain't no one about...
suppose.
No.
I suppose.
Friday, though. I mean, everyone got energy on Friday. End of the week, you know?
People might have energy on this Monday. You know, it's New Year's Day.
True.
They're ready.
No,
It's a
actually,
new
no. That's
year.
No.
even less a reason for energy. Everyone's gonna be fucked up. Dude.
Yeah, exactly. It's like assuming people are going to have energy on Sunday. No, they were recovering from the weekend. I don't know if you realize, but Sunday ain't actually part of the weekend. It's Friday and Saturday because you can't actually do weekend things on Sunday. You got Monday to worry about.
Yeah, I'm going to have to disagree on that. For me, growing up, Sunday is the weekend.
Huh?
The whole weekend leads to Sunday.
What's on Sunday?
Poor childhood
Football.
that you had.
Oh, sports ball. Okay, all right.
Yeah. It all happens on Sunday.
That's the good thing about being a hockey fan is that is just every fucking like
8
other day.
hours, commercial free. Just people just smacking into each other. There's nothing better. Nothing better.
Except
You
hockey
sure?
is just that, but on ice.
Yeah, but that's for. You know what? I'm gonna hold my tongue.
Okay.
I'm just saying. If I wanted to watch people smacking into each other, it definitely wouldn't be football.
God damn it, Rog.
Yeah, what would
Fucking damn it, Rog.
I didn't want to go there.
I don't know if that's obvious, but here we are. Anyways,
Yo.
that was the shift.
And pretty quiet. No,
This is probably one of the first shifts I've done, Rhodes, where I feel like I actually didn't do any police work, but I've been working.
Oh. Okay.
Been, a little crazy, I'll say that.
I spent the entire shift dealing with James Randall.
Been there,
And-
done that. Remember the day I asked for help at the hospital?
Yeah, no, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, this
Did
time
he stab
James
someone
stabbed...
with the with pesticide?
No, it was
Oh.
cooking oil today, and Juno
Oh.
in the neck.
Oh no, not Juno.
Yeah, she's okay. She's all right.
Okay.
She actually didn't want to press charges.
Oh.
Yeah, she also said stitches get stitches.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. And then I had to rescue James from Senior Buns. He got stuck on the awning.
That sounds
and
about
then
right.
he walked into the road and got hit by a bus.
Oh, is he still alive?
Then, actually, he did die. I also got hit by the bus and broke both my legs. And Charlotte also got hit by the bus and broke her leg. Yeah, he did die. He actually had this little recorder on his hip that he hit when he died that started singing a song about how James Randall is dead.
Oh.
And we brought him to the hospital, and then I don't know exactly what happened. But then he was alive again. I wasn't paying attention to the doctors, but I think they saved his life.
Got it. Okay. Fair enough.
Then I got stopped by a group of people who essentially threatened me. They said either rap or die. So I rapped, and they deemed me worthy. And it was a very bad rap. It was actually quite horrendous. I can't rap. I have no rhythm. But I lived.
Ow. Sorry, I was just oh, there.
Okay.
Sorry, I was trying to climb up on the table. Am I gonna get yelled at? Ooh.
Maybe
Probably.
I don't know. Well, there you go. Yeah, so that.
I was trying to find a
happened.
comfortable seating position.
That's all right.
Then I left, and there was 347s in a rough location as to where I left from. And I came back, and they told me that they got hit by a lady with a car, and that lady with the car came back, and they told her essentially either she is to give a good beat or they're going to press charges. And so she jumped on her car and started doing a concert for everybody. It happened to be Paris Argo, who was twatting all day about how she wanted to get married off, or she'd get married for money or something like that.
You know what?
So that happened, and she was like dancing like a stripper on her car. They didn't want to press charges. I took them to the hospital with EMS. Got to the hospital. They trapped me in a corner and kind of tortured me.
Oh. You know, I
They
like
wanted,
Paris.
They wanted to try and make me an informant for them or some shit. I don't. It was
Oh.
weird. James kept pushing me a lot, but he didn't actually hurt me at all.
I like Paris, but Heath is the better Argo. I miss Heath. I don't know if you ever met him. He's good people.
I guess that. Yeah, that was my day, and that all happened over the span of about 8 hours. Oh yeah, at some point James stole Cornwood's phone, and that happened.
Okay.
It's been a fever dream for me. I
Well,
went
12,
to therapy for it.
12
and I was
hours
told that
ago,
it's actually very normal.
I almost had to 5150 a second person. So
A second person?
yeah.
5150 to first.
Yeah. Thankfully, I was able to reach out to Pixie to get an immediate psych eval.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
my suspect, he stole an ambulance. He then swam in the water, despite it being very cold out. Said he was doing like his little cold plunge thingy. He said he could communicate with the whales and sharks and otters and crabs and everything in between. He said the reason he did everything was because the worms and maggots told him to.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry. I reached out to a judge. I reached out to Pixie. Come to find out, if I recall correctly, he was diagnosed with being British or something. It was something like that. I forget
What?
exactly. Yeah. Well, actually,
That's
I
fucking
let
crazy.
me
Hell for British
roll that
people.
back real quick. Judge Angel actually found him guilty of being British. I think it was British. I could be wrong.
Does that mean we have to like throw him in the river or something with tea?
Well, he was then upset that the conclusion to everything was him being in custody for 3 to 4 hours while I was trying to ensure that he didn't end up in prison for 3 days pending a mental eval. Like I was trying to, we don't necessarily have everything in place at the moment, but at the same time, I didn't feel comfortable releasing him back into the general public without verifying, because if he did something, I'd feel bad. So thankfully we were able to accommodate that. That took up most of my time.
All right.
But yesterday, that was Nunu El something.
Nunu
Yeah.
El Nene, I think.
Yeah, that one. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I have a question.
For who?
Anyone, has that TV always been there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Am I crazy?
Yes.
You're going through the thing I
Yep.
go through. I look at something, I go, damn, wait a minute. It wasn't like that before, right? And then everyone tells me it's been there the whole time.
No,
This
that
TV's
TV
been
was
here?
not there.
I've
TV's
stopped
always been there.
I've stopped asking. I've stopped asking.
Y'all been downstairs in the motor pool?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Is
yet.
that I don't know. Maybe I'm losing my mind like Rose is saying, but can y'all
The
go
keys
down
having a
there
hard
and check?
time?
Well, no. I don't know if there was like a toolbox or some shit down there, but is it? Do we get in contact with Mr. Benny and get something situated down there?
No, he does more customization down there.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me. But to get it installed, he more or less just maps it out for you.
But
To
you're
get it
saying that
installed,
there
you
was
still gotta
a
take it down.
toolbox there.
Like a
But-
whole little, like it looked like a bench or some sort, a whole bunch of shit on the wall and some tools, a whole lot of shit.
That downstairs in the mechanics area.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we'll take a look at that.
Mhm.
I'm not familiar with what that is as of yet.
Okay.
Also, that door over there, the lock's broke on it.
It seems like a few
Mhm.
locks are broke right now. I almost got locked in a stairwell.
Oh, that's concerning.
So we should all be fine. We might have to work together. I don't know if everyone's having the same issues, the same locks or different locks, but locks are a problem. Would
Okay.
you mind taking a seat in a chair for me?
Yes.
Thank you. All right. That warrant there, Aziz.
Yes, Captain.
Simon Riley.
I'm still working on it. I didn't take a look at what Cornwood had put in just now, but it's good. It's good. We're working on it.
Go ahead and take a look at Cornwood's statement. I want you to read that out loud to me.
You want
Can I
me to
read it out
sir?
loud? I can
Somebody
do a
read it
Cornwood
out
impression.
loud.
Oh yeah, go for it. Go for it. Do it. Yeah.
All right. This son of a bitch driving like a daggone crazy, driving past me, parentheses, Cornwood, parentheses, and Aziz. Aziz stands behind his ass and catches up to him. Fella stops with two others in the car. I don't know their names. Turner shows up and back up, ... Aziz gets out and out of the car, and he tells him he's going to be arrested, right? He gets his belligerent and starts running away like a daggum jackass. Resists arrest when Aziz tries to cover him. He gets in the car, drives off like a bat out of hell with a rental vehicle. But unfortunately, we were VCB after a few minutes.
All right.
Oh, this actually reminded me of something. I think, Cap, I think we've overlooked something very important. Very important.
What was that?
Misuse of a rental vehicle.
Yep.
$1,000 fine. I think it's 10 months.
What's wrong with that?
I don't know that I've seen anyone push the charge. Everyone's using rental vehicles. I'm just asking nowadays when I'm arresting
Yeah, I should be
people.
pushing it.
Did you steal that car? And they go, no, it was a rental. And then, bam.
So what constitutes misuse?
Committing a crime in a rental vehicle, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we're talking misdemeanors, not traffic violations.
Right, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
If I mean, listen, I'm a frequent visitor of the line, but even that would be much for me.
I'm more or less asking and stating it so we're all aware on the same page here. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, if we have it, we have it. I spoke to the DOJ also when it comes to the marijuana charges.
Yeah, I saw that.
You saw that?
The charge was different, sir, from the other day.
The charge has changed?
Yes, sir. If you look at misdemeanor cannabis, it's changed. It used to be, I want to say it was 28 to 100. If you had anything under 28 grams, you were good. But now it's any cannabis possession.
Oh yeah, possesses any amount of marijuana under 4 ounces or under 100.
Oh,
100
Wait, so
grams.
it's
Mhm.
illegal across the board?
I guess so.
Interesting.
We did it. It only took
Right,
like
well-
how many years, but we did it.
And then
So possession of any marijuana, right? Anybody got any water by chance, by the way?
let me see.
I do not.
Yes, actually, I have
I have a
absurd
cola
amount
if you prefer.
May I grab one, please?
high
I'm just
fructose
so
corn
parched right now. My mouth is so parched.
Hmm.
Here you go.
Thank you.
And
Appreciate
then,
it.
Have you all seen the petty theft and aggravated petty theft as well?
Yes, that's a
Petty
good one.
robbery as well.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Same day
there's
delivery.
actually petty robbery. Isn't it?
Mhm.
Okay, so hang on. So we have new charges out there.
Yes,
Yep.
sir.
So this got done very quickly.
The
I don't wanna
DOJ
be
moves
that
quick. I
guy,
like
but-
this.
Cultivation of marijuana, the M is lowercase.
Aggravated petty robbery.
Mm-hmm.
Now the problem with those charges is that they're identical but different.
I was
do you
told the
mean?
difference is with a weapon or not.
Well, here's the thing, right?
Right.
You have
Hang on.
aggravated petty robbery and petty
Let's
robbery.
read them before we get into that.
They're identical. The definitions are identical.
With the use of a weapon. The other one doesn't have a use of a weapon.
Oh wait, that
Right.
then they changed that. Then never
The
mind.
act
Because
of
the other day when I checked that,
coercion through violence, whether physically implied and such or verbally stated. So all they have to do is
Strong
say,
arming.
"I'll stab you
he
if you don't
just
give me my
like,
money," without
I
actually
love
showing a weapon, right?
masturbating
Yeah,
with
so thank you for the
toothpaste
tier 2
and
for 34
and
months.
drinking
state that they're
vinegar.
gonna do it.
My name is
No
Shaw.
one,
I
and
shit
it's
you not.
you.
That's
And
what
no
they
one.
call
use
this
of a
over here.
weapon, right? So they have to state, "I'm gonna pull out, I'm gonna stab you with a knife, or don't make me pull out my knife."
yeah.
To
The last
take
time I looked
items
at
of
it, they were
value
the
from
same.
another. Then petty robbery, the act of coercion through violence, whether physical, implied, and such or verbally stated. So I'll beat your ass if you don't give me this, give me that money.
Oh,
so-
so question, Captain. So it's just if somebody says essentially, "Oh, you don't give me that, I'm gonna stab you, but they don't pull out their weapon. Is that still
That's petty
aggravated or
robbery.
petty? That's just petty.
Petty.
Because they
That's
never
No,
pulled out.
that's aggravated. It says the
No.
act of coercion through violence, whether physically implied and slash or verbally stated.
With the
So if they
use
say
of a
I'm
weapon.
going to stab you,
So the
that's
problem is,
implying they're going to
Captain,
use a weapon, right?
is that is the same phrasing used in petty robbery. The
No,
difference
that is
between
not.
the two.
The weapon is the difference.
Well,
exactly.
so
The
it,
diff-
With
but
the
is the
use.
implication with aggravated that they have the weapon out,
Yeah.
or is it, you know, the act of coercion through violence, whether physically implied and or verbally stated, right? For me, this is both things have to be true. They need to have a weapon and the other portion. Otherwise, I think it would fall under petty robbery.
So physically implied
okay.
would be holding a knife to someone. Verbally stating it would be give me the money with a knife out with the use of with the use of a weapon. Okay, so right. Okay, so
So if they don't
aggravated
pull it
petty
out-
robbery would be presenting the weapon
Okay.
and use and essentially making a demand with the weapon out, whereas petty robbery would be making a demand without a weapon out.
Okay.
So we see a weapon, we go aggravated. We don't see a weapon, we go petty.
Mm-hmm.
So just to clear the, I mean, I got this immediately upon looking upon this, but the difference between a first degree robbery and an aggravated petty robbery is that the first degree robbery is sort of involved with a traditional robbery charge.
Yes.
Well,
So someone getting hurt
right,
at a
right.
yeah.
We might need to get a little more clarification on that charge. Should we have the robbery charge not changed? What's assault with the deadly? I wonder if that changed. No change on assault with the deadly.
They should really give us a memo when they do this.
Yeah, so I spoke to the DOJ about it, and some of the things I brought up. We had the marijuana,
Here's
marijuana commercial, assault with
here's
the
a-
deadly, robbery charges.
Mm-hmm.
So
here's an issue I foresee.
And can I just get
and that is-
clarification? That wasn't any of y'all that just responded to that 911, right?
Right.
As
No.
much as I really wanted to, no, I did not.
Okay, all right, good.
There is one paramedic.
who is that?
Probably
I-
EMS.
I don't know.
Oh, Albert Catme, that was the guy the other day who just kept talking and talking and talking while having an anxiety attack. If any of you were there, he just kept talking and talking and talking.
Yeah,
I
that
just
was
wanted to
almost
make sure it
certainly
wasn't us,
Aphrodite.
because
I'm pretty sure that
Aphrodite
was
be saying the quiet part out loud.
Right.
So here's the the question on everyone's mind is: if we're not getting a memo, are the civilians getting a memo? Like, are people who are having their recreational weed just gonna start getting their doors kicked down without them knowing?
Right. That's something I can address with DOJ and see if they can put that out there. Because I agree.
I will-
I agree that should be put out there. And maybe for a small amount of marijuana, I'm okay with giving a warning for a day or two, you know? Saying, hey, just so you're aware
will-
there's been an update to it, but you still confiscate it. Was that there, Bert?
I will say I had some conversations with some of them earlier about various things, and they are very content with not really making any changes or doing anything until the mayoral
Council?
election is
Oh,
concluded.
okay.
Yeah, there's certain things
then,
that have to be adjusted, and
yeah.
then some things that can wait. So we have a robbery charge now. We have an aggravated and a petty robbery charge for the 31 Bravos now. We have robbery charges for when officers are taken now, right? For everyone involved. And we have accessory charges, accomplice charges for that. So before is you have no accessory charge for robbing an officer besides what, petty theft?
Yeah, and that was
Maybe
essentially a slap on the
accessory to-
wrist.
Right.
Yeah.
Accessory to unlawful imprisonment. Right. So it's a bit more severe now. If you're going to hold up an officer, if you're going to be going around robbing people with knives, and remember, it's always what you can prove. I mean, I shouldn't have to say that, but it's always what you can prove. So if you respond to a 31 Bravo and, somebody calls it in and we get a plate and we're not able to witness what actually took place, right? We got to get that evidence out of them. We got to push them for it. We got to talk to them. You have the RS for a stop. You don't have PC for an arrest as of yet, right? We don't just jump to it and we hit that charge. We gotta generate that. Make sense?
Yep.
Would them not driving a vehicle that was reported as being part of an aggravated robbery not
I'll give you an example
PC
of what me and
for
Slacks
at least
did.
petty?
So
No.
me and Slacks, we got the same vehicle red.
Hang on, we'll talk
3
in second,
times.
Maple. All right.
But yeah, me and Slacks caught the same vehicle 3 times with a dispatch call, and all we did was talk to him and confirm that he was using that vehicle for the past 15 minutes.
Right.
Yeah,
Mm,
I mean, if we can confirm they're using the vehicle and the vehicle's been reported as being used as to flee from a robbery, for me, that is the most information we will get, because if people find out that they just don't have to tell us that they didn't rob anything to not get that charge, we're not going to get anywhere in the city.
well,
here's
I,
what
we
I'm
have a
gonna say.
job.
You need to prove it in the court of law,
Yeah,
beyond a shadow of doubt.
absolutely. And if you Mirandize them and they say, "Yeah, I've been using this vehicle for the last hour, and that vehicle's been reported over the course of 3 different robberies fleeing from a robbery scene," what more information are we able to get?
Well, I'm gonna be real. I don't even know that I would agree in the situation where them indicating they've had the vehicle for the past 15 minutes, because utilizing that logic, if we had a civilian call in every 10 minutes, let's say a group of friends called in every 10 minutes with the description and plate of a vehicle and stated, I got robbed by these people, right? That doesn't mean we can make an arrest at that point.
We need
Right.
proof.
Exactly.
You
We would
need to
need something
generate proof.
beyond that. Which, if you're speaking to the individual and they start sounding sketchy, like that's not enough, but at least it gives you some insight as to, like, maybe this did actually happen. Or if you ask the individual, where were you in the past 15, 20 minutes? What'd you do? Maybe ask to search the vehicle. Something to that extent, but
It seems
Yeah.
like a dangerous gray area of when you're comparing
It's
the
not
normal
dangerous at all.
911s from people to
No, no,
the
no, no,
local
no.
911 calls we're getting.
It's the
because-
exact same. There's no difference in those.
Okay.
There's no difference in those calls that we're getting.
Alright.
You still need to be able to prove it. They could give you a description,
Mhm.
a clothing description. They could give you a description of the vehicle. But what if I don't like you and I call you in and say, there's a guy over here in a police uniform doing XYZ. I show up and I talk to you and you're like, that's not true at all. Right? I'm not just going to go off of that
Yep.
and arrest you, right? We need to be able to prove it. We need to investigate it. We need to look into it. Question them. If you don't have it, you don't have it. You let them go. Right? Our job isn't necessarily only to take people to jail. Our job is to investigate crime.
Absolutely, but we don't have local civilians that we can gather statements from. In other
gotta work with
situations,
what
in
you got.
911 calls like that, we can gather statements that correlate evidence like that. We don't have that ability on these robberies, on these 31 Bravos.
You got to try to contact them then. If you can't contact them, you work with what you got. Some people don't like, talking to the police. I think
Yeah.
everyone here knows, on the streets, people are labeled snitches, and you know what happens to snitches, right? That's just the truth about it, right? People don't take kindly to people talking to law enforcement. You got to keep that in mind.
I mean, alternatively, you see that vehicle, maybe you tail him from a distance, see if it happens again. Except this time, you're in the general area. Though I will say it is a bit difficult without having a camera to be able to take photos, because that obviously helps a considerable amount. But
Mm.
who knows?
We're trying to get some cameras, some watches, and compasses, and
Ooh,
and
okay.
we're binoculars. We're trying to get a few things in, but we got to wait for the next round of budgets of budget delivery. So hopefully sooner than later. You got to work with what you got.
Mm-hmm.
What if we hold on? Idea. What
Alright.
if we all crowdfund a budget?
I don't know that our budget would be able to accommodate like a large scale delivery of equipment we don't already have.
We'll have it coming. It's in the works. We just got to wait for our next budget to come through. Next month's budget. It'll be coming. It's a matter of time.
So really quick, specific to this shift, Gregory Lightfoot, big issue. Turner, was he the one who had taken your stuff?
Yep, he was.
Okay,
And he put a
yesterday.
big old show on, crying in the cell, saying he'll never do it again. He's a changed man. We charge him.
No,
and
he's a
I've seen
fucking
been-
pathological liar is what he is.
Right.
He is on the interest form, or at least was. He should just be removed entirely. But he was arrested again yesterday. He took Louise Campbell's firearm. from my understanding, in a situation that stemmed from a traffic stop.
I looked up his name earlier. He's got 5 incidents since I arrested him. He's or 4 incidents.
Ooh.
He's also stolen other officers' equipment again.
Yep, it was located, at least the Louise one from yesterday.
He is a problem frequent flyer. You find out you're dealing with Lightfoot, get a 77. 2 77s. Do not
Got like
be alone
a
with him.
blonde flat top.
Yeah. Blonde flat top, earrings, kind of a grungy face.
Any tattoos? Any other markers, identifiers?
No tattoos I saw. I saw him
Okay.
wearing a red flannel, and a construction hat at one point. Black like mask that covers his face like a COVID mask, per se.
Okay.
He wore a motorcycle helmet, I believe. Right,
We
Barrett?
have a photo of him. Look him up. Everybody look him up. Know who
Yeah,
he
okay.
is.
Let me see.
So after he had done the robbery, from my understanding, he ditched the vehicle he had originally used. The reason we got him was because he had a Yellow Page ad that said help. So we had an officer uninvolved that hadn't really encountered him in the past call him, and pretty much set him up to try to get him to Group 6. He then called them back saying, I went there, you weren't there. And Barrick saw a tow truck leaving and an individual just walking away. But the individual who was walking away, from my understanding, had a motorcycle helmet and was also on the phone. So we sort of, scouted the area out. I looked from a bridge above the individual, and sure enough, when we were calling him, he picked up. So we waited for the next opportunity for something to happen. He jaywalked. Then he ran from that situation, punched a couple officers, got beat down, and he had the firearm on his person.
Was any officers hurt during that?
I mean, I did have a bloody lip, but outside of that, I don't think much happened.
Good work.
Jaywalking people.
Yeah, crazy.
Can't ever
Peaceful
forget
Street to
it.
the Red Garage.
Yep.
Okay. Let me see here.
Oh, Nunu, El Nene or whatever, the crazy one I was talking about earlier. She's also one to be concerned about. She was robbing Den. So we had a 13 Alpha. Den went down. He'd gotten stabbed by Nunu. When I arrived, I saw Nunu over Den. But I was the only officer there. Gave the vehicle description. I was about to pursue, but thankfully we had officers in the area. We were able to get her. She hadn't had the opportunity to actually take something. However, it's obviously suspected that the intent was to take Den's firearm. But I wasn't far off from when the 13 Alpha went off, so she didn't have the opportunity. But again, be careful. People are out there. If you're alone, they're gonna be using you for what you got.
Listen, if you guys are on traffic stops, you have multiple people in a vehicle. I really don't want to hear y'all calling out one time's occupied, 2 times occupied. When you start getting 3 or 4 times occupied, that kind of information is pertinent. You should put it out on the radio on traffic stop. Request a 77. Don't assume somebody's coming. Request one. Hey, traffic on a green Glendale XYZ location, 4 occupants, can't get a 77. Right, back each other up. Have each other's back. Right, presence. First use of force. Right, Aziz.
Yes. Sir.
Officer presence.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
Have a
that's going to
rush stream
prevent
in
it
the
from happening in
background.
the first place. You have more officers on scene. You have people, and you're not alone. That's likely to
rust
prevent
drops.
the situation from even happening in the first place. Call for backup. Don't be afraid to. When we're low numbers, if you don't feel comfortable, it's a traffic violation. Cut them loose. Right, cut them loose. Don't let a situation evolve to the point where you're going to be, injured, taken hostage, robbed. If you feel like that's the case, if you don't have 77s, okay, it's okay. Let them loose. Let them go.
And at Crusade as well. At the
What about
hospital.
Crusade?
Yeah, just make sure if you have somebody who's getting medical, who's detained, get yourself a 77. Don't be solo dolo.
Yeah, absolutely.
Crusade is fucking hell for anything.
So,
It is a
Yes,
fucking
it is.
let me make sure we're all on the same page when it comes to the beds. Where you see they have the locked rooms, the rooms we can lock with 4 beds. I definitely recommend using those rooms. If you have a 95, use them. Lock the doors if you need to. Be aware. Just have them lay in the bed. Don't adjust themselves though. I think some of those beds are a bit finicky with their beds. So
Right.
just have them lay in the beds. Just stay on top of it, and that's about it. All right. Just let them know. But no problems using those rooms. I have no problems with locking the doors while you're in there and keeping track of them.
By the way, if y'all want your rust drops, they stop tomorrow's.
All right. What else do I
awesome.
want to touch on here? Everyone here knows about the FTO sheet. You're
Negative.
interested in FTO?
Yes, sir.
Sign up for it. Warrant processing. I don't recall if we've gone over this with everyone. I know some of you have. I'm just going to go over it real quick. When you sign a warrant, if you look at warrants currently right now on the dashboard, you're going to have a white warrant for Aaron Cox. That means it's approved. You're going to have a red warrant for Simon Riley. That means it is not approved by a command member yet. When you mark it warrant for arrest, it is not approved until a command member signs it. It will turn white once it is approved. Red, names are not approved. So if you happen to be going down the street right now and you see a Simon Riley, we're not going to be acting on that warrant.
I kept it. I fixed it, but I'll add a little bit more.
You fixed it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll
What-
double check it for the time
Okay.
being. I haven't looked at it since I
Mhm.
did tonight, so we'll look at it. If you do have a warrant that needs signed, it'll show up. Command Plus will be looking for it right now. It's just captains that are able to sign it, but Command Plus will be able to sign them. Let us know there's a pending warrant to be approved. It's okay to let us know. So let me see if there's anything else.
I want to
Go for it.
bring up something. Yeah, I went to a
Mhm.
bench trial. I think it was yesterday morning.
Mhm.
We had so the judge essentially, it was a lot of he said, she said. But we had what? Let me pull up the incident so you guys have a better picture. It's gonna be 1 second. Vinny Pistone and Mosley's in Popular Streets. So they've been having a back and forth for a while. Where's this report? It's gonna be, there it is. Vinny Pistone assault with a deadly, report 545.
Report or incident?
Sorry, incident 545. Made by Bones. So it ended up going to bench trial. The judge essentially went with the fact that they photograph evidence that carries a lot of weight in court, that it's substantial. However, the judge also said since there were 3 witnesses that weren't directly related to each other, that still had the same story, she decided to go with that as if it's a figment of truth as well. It had a lot of weight as well as the photograph evidence. And she was specific when she said 3 witnesses. So I wanted to ask if we go to a situation, say we're at Senior Buns and I'm talking to a bunch of different people, and I'm getting a lot of he said, she said, but then I got 3 people not related and they're giving me similar stories, whereas the other 2 people or 3 people are giving me things that are contradicting each other. Do I follow through with the initial 3 people that gave me this story and that lines up with each other?
I mean, my take on that is you got to use your judgment.
Yeah.
If things fall in place where you believe that you have enough
To prove the
individual
charge?
stories from different people, and they're not coerced, they haven't colluded together, they're not working together, they don't know each other, and you feel that that's enough, do it.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
You need to be able to look at that. I have no issue doing it if you feel like you have enough.
Okay.
I want more evidence, just stories personally for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I try to get a little bit more than that. Sometimes it's hard. If I don't feel like I have enough, I don't sweat not taking somebody to jail.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone else here should either, right? I don't. Bad arrests are poor police work. That's poor police work. Make sure you have grounds for those arrests. If you don't have grounds, cut them loose.
Mm-hmm.
Look into it later. Go ask them later. See if the stories line up the next day. Talk to other people. You know, do what you got to do. But if you don't have grounds, you're not confident, don't push it.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. Okay. Just wanted to get your input.
Yeah. George, were you gonna say something there?
If I was, I lost my train of thought.
Okay.
It just reminded me. I should probably take
All
my
right.
medication.
Anything else here? No, nothing else right now. we will be having interviews over the next week or so. Next weekend is the Academy. Over the next few days, we'll be having a lot of interviews, so captains will be pretty damn busy. So watch each other's backs out there. All right. Anybody got
Understood.
anything else?
These like interviews to bring people on or to send people to the academy?
For Academy. All right, let's get out there. Let's do it.
All right.
Let's
Oh, do you know if the impounded CVPI has been dealt with? Sky Faye
I don't.
was
I don't
parked.
actually.
TLDR, Sky was parked in front of the hospital legally. Came out, vehicle is gone.
This is another impounded vehicle. This is the one from 2 days ago.
This is from yesterday, 24 hours ago, approximately. So I went over to the impound lot. I saw that the vehicle request had been put in by Ace Carter. I called up Ace. He said that request was from days prior when the vehicle was illegally parked in front of Senior Buns. So
Days prior.
days prior, correct. However, I don't know if this was just in the tow truck driver was Tommy Oliver. I do not know if Mr. Oliver just picked up the tow truck or picked up the vehicle because it was a cop car, just delivered it to the impound, and because it had a pending request, they were able to get it impounded. It's $600
Interesting.
to unimpound, or $1,200 if we do it ourselves. So
Okay.
I'm looking into this. I'm very much so looking into this.
Good. Can you keep me updated on it, please?
Will do. I just don't know if it's still there. I did document everything though. Documented all the info. That way,
You
we're
talked to the
good on that.
captains at
front.
all about it, or
What's the plate
Unfortunately,
on it?
not. Give me a second. It is under reports. Impounded PD Cruiser. The plate is ends in C2. So 6C2. And the information provided sort of is in line with what Ace Carter said, because even though it was impounded yesterday, the retention information, even though it was issued 0 strike, says retained until December 27th, 2023 at 10 a.m. So the request was definitely put in days prior,
all right.
because otherwise I don't believe it would be stating yesterday, which was the 29th, the
Can-
27th.
Can we pull it? Okay, so worker ID, issuer ID. Issuer ID is going to be your person requesting it. Worker ID is the one who's brought it to impound,
Correct. And I verified with Ace
Okay.
Carter, who's 3245.
and he's the one who marked it for impound. What was it marked for?
Being illegally parked. It was parked
Yeah.
in front of, from my understanding, Senior Buns. He indicates with no lights or sirens. And this is actually something that I think we should bring potentially to the DOJ's attention, which is making it so that civilians cannot legally tow police vehicles unless they are specifically requested by an officer. Because otherwise, we're likely going to run into this over and over and over again.
I can add something to that. It's somewhat related, but not entirely. There is, I'm not sure which judge it is, or if the story is even true, and these people were just full of shit. But it was a civilian and EMS that claimed a judge had told them that emergency vehicles can park on red, like red curbs, essentially, without lights and sirens on.
That's not true.
And not be
No.
towed.
No.
Yeah,
They may perceive it that way, but unless we have lights or sirens, the unauthorized parking definition is pretty clear. We're exempt if we have lights or sirens. The issue becomes sometimes we run into situations where, and yes, it is our fault. We should put our lights on, our sirens, whatever, right? But if I'm parked at Senior Buns, I'm now stuck there for half an hour because several things have, broken out. Someone's struck my car, pushed it out of where it was legally parked, and now a tow truck's going to grab it.
Mhm.
We already deal with enough shit.
I mean, the charge we're going to push if we do find out somebody marking the vehicle, so towing the vehicle, he'd be operating under good faith, right? He got an impound for it.
That's the
Wonder
thing.
how
I
it
don't
went.
know that I believe that. I don't know that I believe they'd be getting a request for impound on a vehicle that had been requested a couple days prior.
This one though, I'd find it hard to prove unless we actually got admission out of one of them, right?
Well,
we have
I mean,
a requester. We have, I mean, it's got the proper paper trail, whether it be late or not. It's got a paper trail. Whereas other vehicles, if we don't have a paper trail on it, they just tow it and dump it somewhere. That's different, right? That we could go after the tow driver at that point.
I mean, in this
They-
case, I think it would be appropriate to go after the tow driver because, in my mind, the way I perceive it is if they want to cover their ass, they're going to go ahead and document exactly how the vehicle was parked, right? And while the burden of proof is on us, we can prove that they took the vehicle, right? So at that point, I mean, they should ideally be doing their job, taking photos of illegally parked cars in case it gets appealed.
Yeah.
I
Well-
have no problem pushing charges. I've been unable to get a hold of this Mr. Oliver. I want to though.
Are we all documenting our impounds right now? Every single
Oh, yeah.
impound you mark?
One of the
Abandoned,
issues,
disabled.
not
I'll be honest, I'm
quite,
not.
not
Yeah,
quite.
I'm-
Primarily
I'm not.
because 9 times out of 10, it's a local car in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
In
That's usually
addition,
the ones I'm marking for impound too.
much like our old MDT, putting in a plate in a report for a rental vehicle doesn't actually populate it within the report. At least it hadn't prior. I don't know if that's since changed. So 99% of situations that we're dealing with outside of, personally owned vehicles, I mean, we can document it within the actual report itself, but under the vehicle section, we can't.
Well, I agree. We need to make sure we're documenting stuff if we're going to start. Obviously, a burden of proof is always on us. So if somebody contests an impound and it happens to be their vehicle because it's damaged and disabled in an intersection, we need to make sure we're documenting it too, right?
Yep, I agree with that.
At the moment, we don't make reports for it because we mark a lot of vehicles for impounds. I think the realistic the happy medium would be at least make sure you document and you have record of it. So if it does come up, you have proof of it.
Selfie.
Yeah.
Do you want to do
Take
like
a selfie, take a photo.
daily reports that are like impound report and every time you
I
impound a car,
don't
throw it in
because I mark 30 cars a day, 40 cars a day.
there.
50
There would be
cars a day.
so many
And
photos.
I really think that's too much for us to be doing for all these vehicles that we're impounding.
Yeah.
Now, if it's parked at senior buns, it's parked at the apartments, you might want to take a little extra precaution.
Gotcha.
Take your photos, be smart with it. But I also don't want to do this needless amount of reports and paperwork for every damn impound, right? So use your best judgment, because if we start requiring civilians who are marking vehicles for photos, we're going to be scrutinized for our impounds as well. That's just the truth behind it. But we should be documenting our impounds though. Take a quick photo, okay?
Got it.
And one more quick thing, and then we're all getting out of here. And that is lock your damn cars. Please lock your cars. We found people inside of cars. We found stolen spike strips quite a few times now. Barriers been taken. I want people to be carrying spike strips and barriers in their trunk. And if you get inside of a police vehicle and you're starting your shift, you should be checking that trunk to know what's in there and know if it's gone after the shift or at any point. Lock your cars. Lock your cars. Lock your cars. Okay.
Also, dash cams. They're $150.
And the
Yeah.
and the doors.
I'ma
People get
go.
real bad about locking the garage doors.
I'll be real, I don't think
I
that's-
see issues with them sometimes where they're locked and they'll still open for us.
Yeah.
then
Yeah,
I
I think
go
it
to
picks
lock
up
it
a
and it opens
signal.
quicker.
It picks up a signal from something else around here. Just make sure you're locking your doors, vehicles, station. Simple stuff, guys.
Try the best we can.
sure it's secure.
Sometimes it's out of our control.
All right, let's get out there.
Yeah, I want to talk to you more about the 31 Bravo stuff, but I need a minute.
Absolutely.
So did you manage to get a answer for me on?
Hey, come on.
Hello. Wait. Hold on. Yep, as loud as I expected it. Fuck. Wait, we need that we need it rewritten. We kindly request no residents past this point. It's a request. All right, let's get pedantic here. Define request. An act of asking politely or formally for something. So we're asking. That Um. mm,
A16, feel free to stay at the apartments as long as they need you. I'll try and tackle these 911s.
Team 4, appreciate it. I might be here a while.
All good.
What do I need to get rid of? A knife. Armor plates. We're good there. We're good there. Ugh. Hmm. um. Not the one way I get down. Don't do this to me. Please. I can do this. I can do this. What is this? Stairs. Wait, why is that unlocked? Okay. I'm on duty, but I'm curious. 130 radio check?
Send two.
Are all the doors at the stairs locked?
I believe so.
10-4. 1 second.
There are plenty of people stuck in the apartments, so it could be a similar issue.
Apparently, a penny goblin went around and shoved pennies in a bunch of locks on doors, and now we're just all suffering.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Also, tax is 35%.
Hey, can you do me a favor? Are you able to
Yeah.
unlock this door?
Oh, we just ain't using the stairs, brother.
Yeah, I imagine the garage doors are the only way to
Um,
the motor pool currently.
Okay, all right, garage
Hey,
doors
let me
it
ask you
is.
something.
Sure, what's that?
I need you to imagine a man. Can you do that?
Imagine a what?
A man.
So be
Okay,
very careful
I'm
with the
imagining.
vehicles. I was at Mosley's
All right.
earlier getting the ambos repaired, and apparently
This man is
parts
standing in
have
front
now
of a
doubled
trunk.
in price.
Trunk's open.
Okay.
6 bags.
6.
Plus the
Uh-huh.
tax.
Green stuff. Big green stuff.
Okay.
Probably drugs.
Are my eyes supposed to
you-
be closed because they're closed?
Sure.
Okay.
Now imagine a woman. Can you do that?
Yep.
Now imagine this woman. She has her wallet in her hand. And now I need you to imagine another man. Can you do that?
Okay, so a man, a woman, and a man.
All right. Now this man
Okay.
comes by and takes her wallet. At the same time, the guy with the bags of weed, well, you suspect is weed, is handing them off to people in exchange for money. You have the bust of the century. What are you prioritizing?
I'm prioritizing the man who took the wallet because I don't know what's actually contained in those bags. So I'm going with the limited information I do have And if there exists that, whatever's in those bags is not illegal, then I would rather deal with the active situation of someone actively stealing something. Yeah, I think I'd be content with that.
Yeah, I asked that to hopefuls, and a lot of them give me that answer.
Why do you make it sound like not a good thing?
No, it's a good thing that you prioritize
from
the
here,
woman
miss,
because
if there are any teenagers
she needs
on the
immediate
street,
help, and
I am only one person, and there are many
It's-
people stuck in their apartments.
it's
I
not
will
100%
follow.
certain.
Give me 1 second. I suspect that there may be a storm here in the near future to hopefully, because we can't even get through half of Mission Row at the moment. We're unable to lock and unlock a lot of doors. And with so many people also being stuck in their apartments, I imagine we're gonna have cleaners come through, make sure everything is in order. Now, do I know how long that'll take? No, but I do anticipate it happening here in the near future.
Yeah, only one person is given the wrong answer, but even the wrong answer, they sort of still cared about the woman to some extent.
Got it. Okay. Well, that's good.
Yeah,
Well,
I gave those names to Slacks. I hope they get picked up.
who was it? Or who?
Everyone that had answered that, it was a Tommy Malarkey, a Mateo Radish, Mackenzie Hayes, Jessica Maynard Salami, Anita May, and the last one I said gave the weed answer, but they still cared about the one, which was Aaron Bison.
Okay.
So he said he'd prioritize the weed, but he would come back and get a statement from the woman and follow. He would actually put the effort to follow up with her.
Yeah. That's an interesting one. If it was worded, so much of it comes down to like how it actually all plays out in front of you. Like, did the person get into a car, and did I have reasonable means of being able to go for them? If not, the lady's out her purse, but she's okay. So, like, in the grand scheme of things, the likelihood of then finding that individual immediately is pretty slim. Then you'd prioritize the next potential biggest thing in your immediate vicinity, which would be the package situation. But again, it's something you'd still have to investigate, unless it's very clear that it's something illegal.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing I check with the Imagine a Man scenario is to see how long they want to actually put the patient solicitor to me, because I keep saying, I need you to imagine, this person. Can you do that? The only person who was actually got annoyed at the length of time it took to ask the question was Captain Slacks.
Really?
He said, "This is pretty long. Can you get to the point?"
Interesting. Very interesting.
Everyone else gave good answers like, "Do I have to imagine a man?"
Okay. Interesting to say the least. All right. I'm gonna get out there, but probably not for long.
Well, I'm not gonna get out there.
Yeah. Well.
Also, I'm gonna say this because it started off as a joke, but then Captain Slack started gassing me up. I'm gonna run for sheriff at the first moment that it's available.
Oh. Interesting.
Started off as a joke. I was walking by him, and I said, "Hey, are we gonna have a chief of police?" And he said, "Yeah, eventually." I said, "Maybe I'll run for it." And then he was like, "Maybe I'll work under you."
You want to be
You're
the
handsome.
underdog?
I'm not a dog, sir.
Well, you know what I'm asking. I'm not asking if you're a dog. I'm asking if you want to be the underdog.
I think I'd like to assume I'm an underdog. I'm a complete nobody, came out of nowhere, Kentucky. I'm sure once we start rehiring people who've been here for a long time, that they put their name in the ring. Everyone's gonna be like, "Yeah, I remember that person. They were good. Yeah, vote for them."
I was the underdog. My partner was the underdog. Our department was the underdog. And things didn't get better when we were no longer the underdog. I'm just saying, I don't want you to think another department, even if ran very successfully, majorly successful, in fact, it will occur without any drama or issue.
It's good feedback. But I think I tackle it the same way I tackle everything, which is it'll start as a joke, become serious, and then whatever happens, happens. And I'm not going to take it too personal.
Well, let me ask you this: why another department? I know you said intended as a joke originally, but like, why another department?
It's actually a really silly and I guess some would say stupid reason.
Which
As
is
you may know, I'm very passionate about chicken. There's no chickens in Los Santos. There is chickens in the Blaine County. Therefore,
actually you're wrong. You ever been to the barrio? Used to be Speedy's Chicken. It had a name. The alleyway from Roy Lowenstein, off-road path that leads straight into the barrio. There's always a chicken there.
okay, maybe there's a chicken, but there are
Well,
tons of chicken in the Blaine County.
well, I mean,
There's
you said
actually a
there was
chicken
no.
factory.
Yeah, you're right.
And that is my reason. It's not the best reason, but it is a reason.
So that if it comes to some kind of like hall where you have to explain it, and someone asks, "Why do you want to be the sheriff?" Because I like chicken. Is that really gonna be it?
No, that would just be the reason why not chief of police.
Okay, then why sheriff?
I can't help it. I'm just gonna say the chicken answer.
Oh my! I'm leaving. I'm leaving. He's like, "Damn it! I can't help it. I'm gonna say it." EMS, just out of curiosity, how many people do you suspect are stuck in their apartments? Oh, we can't even open that.
Alice, about how many people have you helped out of their apartments?
10 so far. It's just in apartment B. 8 now.
10-4. If you don't mind me asking, how are you helping them out? Are we able to unlock their door? We help? Oh my gosh!
Yeah, I've developed a technique of wiggling a stick through. They grab it from the other side, and I managed to pry the door open.
10-4. Okay.
How do we get to our motor pool?
From
Garage
outside.
doors.
Yeah.
How the garage doors work? Okay.
Anything we can like grab here? No chance Mr. Parker will be an officer.
Our medical
Correct.
supplier is actually holding our medical supplies hostage because nobody wished him a happy birthday yesterday. So please be cautious with getting hurt as much as possible until we agree in a bargain with Marcus.
Silly question. Do y'all pay for that, or is it provided by the hospital?
It's provided by the hospital, but even after we tell him, hey, it's provided by the hospital, he says, fuck you, you didn't remember my birthday. So we can, like, tell him what supplies
Wait,
we
where the fuck
need,
do these
and then he
garbage
tells us
cans
to go
come
fuck
from?
ourselves.
10-4. Okay.
To be
I
clear,
did-
They're sort of sold by him for $0.
10-4. Okay. The reason I ask is because I did just purchase a couple things from our armory, and I do know that we can get bandages, IFAKs, and tourniquets. So if need be, we can go that route. It's not free, but it's also not majorly expensive.